Now, AI is the star feature that has been introduced in this release. We would now see what AI is capable of. I'm going to show you a few images, few rendered images. So they both look amazing, right? You must have, I mean, a lot of you might just render these similar sort of designs in your, day-to-day work as well, but these have been created by AI, and that in a few minutes. So that is the main part. Like, I could have spent hours doing the conventional way, which we should as well. I mean, obviously you want to add a lot of things that's required by your work, but AI is just making things quicker and easier for you. There's this image of a living room created by AI. I just gave a prompt, and that's what it created. There's few materials in this image. There's steel, there's wood, there's metals, and they all look like really, the material finishing is very, very amazing. Few renders that have been done like instantly in 2 minutes. So yeah, that's what AI is capable of. We are seeing the same renders that KeyShot does it every time, but that's just AI, which is making things quicker and easier and that's what we want, right? So we have got 3 modes available in KeyShot: Imagine, Background, and Restyle. We'll understand more in our next few slides. So that's how image generator looks like, basically. So we have got 3 styles here: Restyle, Background, Imagine, like I said, and this is where you actually set your prompt, like what you really want to see in the image, if you're imagining something or if there's a model you want to restyle. So this is where you put your prompt. You can set your number of images. There's minimum 3, and then there's no limit on the generation of images. You can do as many as you want. So yeah, now we will discuss about first mode, which is Imagine. That's a concept image which I have created from scratch. It's mainly ideal for early brainstorming, I would say. But yeah, I mean, if you want to get started with your render, Imagine mode is whatever you want AI to show you, you just write it down and it's going to create an image out of that. Second one is Background mode. So I have a render, which is maybe a car, like we are seeing here. There's so many backgrounds out there, so I want a different background for my model, which matches the product lighting as well and the perspective as well. So that's what background mode is. And then third one is Restyle. Restyle is basically restyling your design with the new visual styles. For example, there's a submarine which I want to look like maybe of metal, or maybe of a different material, and I want it to restyle so that it just looks a little bit different. So that's what Restyle mode is. We will see a few images in next slides to see what's the capability of these 3 modes. Another thing I wanted to show here was that, designers have this thing that, we do not want our geometry to change, right? So with Imagine mode, I would say, because there's no geometry, we're just asking it to do something. So with background mode, there's no geometry change. So if you have a submarine, for example, nothing would be changed on that model. Like, it's going to be exactly the same as it is, 100% constrained. And with Restyle, that's a partially constrained, I would say. So it will change a bit of geometry, but just to add, more lighting, more features, more materials, more colors, so that it just looks a bit different in a restyled mode. Now, let's start with the Imagine one. We can create general pictures, we can create logos, seamless textures. Now, these are the few images that have been created by Imagine mode. I had to give a prompt. There's a lady which has a makeup on her face. There's calculations on her face. There's a dark lighting. So your prompt basically decides. If you're very clear about your prompt, like what you need, you get a similar sort of image, or else you have to, do the trials basically multiple times. Another image is there's a woman with a different haircut who has KeyShot logo on her, sweatshirt, and she's just in a workshop watching on laptop. Second one is a lady which is looking into the camera wearing a red t-shirt, has a brown shade hair, with hazel eyes and just looking into the camera. So that's a prompt. There's another prompt with a hut which is next to the tree in front of the hills. There's greenery around the house. So that's what it has created. So it creates multiple images and you can choose whatever you like. We can also create some textures, seamless textures, for example, floral prints, animal prints, fruit prints, or different patterns, and we can use those patterns on our t-shirts or basically any surface you want to use it. So you create a texture and you just put that texture on whatever product you want to paste it on. So that's another thing which we can do with Imagine. So now you can imagine any texture you want to, and there's no restriction to it. I mean, there's logos. So that's Leap Australia. We do have a logo, but we've created few logos with the help of AI feature of Imagine. So these are the few examples of Leap Australia that Imagine mode has given us. So, yep. Another thing that we can do with Imagine is, well, actually having fun as well. That's something we can do too. So there's a lady on a highway bypassing a sports car on a bicycle. There's clouds in the sky, and you can have so this is just to show you like what Imagine can do. So whatever is in your mind to get started with your model, to get started with your render, to do the brainstorming, you can use Imagine mode. And then eventually, once you know what you're rendering, you can start using the other modes.